You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Well, hello, Carrie.
Hey, Francine. I call you Francine like once a year, maybe. It's not weird.
It is weird.
I call you Fran. Fran.
I never hear you say my full name. It's weird.
But everybody like a lot of people call you Fran. They go, "How was Francine?" And I'm like, "She's fine." Fran? You mean Fran? Are you talking about my friend Fran?
It's weird, right?
Fran?
It feels weird when people say my full name because it's not many people do. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And it's funny because when I'm writing the show notes and I'll say like Carrie and Fran, like I usually write Carrie and Fran. And then sometimes I'm like, do I use my full name in the show? I can never remember. So some show notes say Francine, some say Fran. Because, that's just how we roll.
That's how we roll.
And how are you doing? Yeah. Good?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
How about you?
Well, I think we were discussing it. I think Fran has discovered that I don't know, is it because I'm getting older or what is it? Although I swear it's because I gave my sister all my good bone marrow. I seem to get sick every time at the end of a vacation. Like every time I come home with a cold.
I mean that there's just generally maybe more cooties out there too.
It could be, but I'm just happy that it's when I come home and not when I'm going, right? So it's not like I get them on the plane on the way there and then I'm sick when I'm there. It's always like when I come home and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. But I'm starting to feel better now. And, but yeah, I always just seem to end up with like a horrible, horrible cold.
Well, one good thing that usually all we do is like just work anyways. Like when we do come home,
I know,
just sit at our desks.
Well, we were just talking about, I was like, I gotta go get some groceries, but like maybe I should just put a mask on because my nose literally looks like Rudolph. You were laughing at me when we got on video.
Yeah.
You
need to put some cream maybe to.
I do. But anyway, I'm home and this is what happens. It's the price of travel, right? Mm-hmm. So I just got home from a trip and you're going on a trip. So when this goes live, you leave basically tomorrow. So it's kind of...
Look back at my calendar. Well, looky, that indeed that is true.
Yeah. And it's, we're ships passing in the night. For those that I'm sure some of you know, Carrie and I work for we have different travel agencies. So we don't travel together for work. Well, sometimes we do. But these trips, we don't. So the one that I was on was for my agency and the one that you're going on is for yours. And so they're similar but different. And so we wanted to just like, I'll give you sort of my updates on how mine went. And then when you come back, you can give me yours. But I actually flew down a few days before my training program started. How many days before are you going? Just one?
Just one, yeah. But I'm going to stay 3 days after.
You're doing the back end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I flew down 2 or 3 days before and Carrie, like, of course, no DVC, none. So whatever. Then I was like, okay, where do I want to stay? And, so I've stayed at every resort on property, not every room classification, right? Like I've never stayed at the tree houses at Saratoga, but I've been at Saratoga 100 times, right? So there are some that it's been years and years and years and years, and I thought I should go back and revisit since they've been refurbed. So because it's also good when you're advising people that you've stayed there or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So I stayed at the All-Star Sports Resort.
How was that? How'd that work out for you?
It's been a while. It definitely reinforced for me that what I tell people about, remember that's where all the tour groups and the sports groups and whatever stay. Hands down, absolutely. So, it's funny when I say to people there were a lot of kids. It's not that there were a lot of kids. There were a lot of teenagers because of the groups. So there were a lot of them running around. I got there, it was late, so my flight was later in the day, and surprisingly, my Air Canada flight was on time, which was like
Wow.
a shocker. I actually got in a little earlier than I thought, so I could even catch the food court and get something to eat. Um, but I had booked a preferred room because you know me, I don't like walking to the backs because I can never find my room. And
We'll find your
the,
way back.
oh, I can never find my way back to my rooms. But they put me in an accessible room. And I didn't realize that when I first walked in. And I swear, Carrie, I got in the room and thought, am I having a stroke? Like, did I grow 5 feet? Why is this bed so low to the ground? And then when I walked in the bathroom and I saw the handrails, I was like, oh, that's why. Because the bed was literally almost on the floor.
Wow, that'd be great for me for me to be short. Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I got to tell you, like trying to get out of it in the morning because you're still like,
You
it's
just
almost
kind of
like you're on the
roll.
ground. You kind of got to just roll out. But you know what? I mean, the rooms are bright. They're big enough. Like it was just me. So, I don't know, it might feel a little cramped with four in the room, but for me, it was fine. Um, I think I did take the bus a couple of times just to try the bus service and stuff. And again, it was good, but lots of teenagers because that's just where they stay. Food court was good. I really enjoyed my nachos from there. And yeah, the pool bar was always busy though. Like always busy. It was always like three people deep around the pool bar. Um so it was a bit loud, but it's only open, I think, until 11. So,
Well, and I guess with teenagers too, like the difference is like if they're there because it's sports or cheer or whatever, like the teenagers are all going to be like kind of doing teenager things, like
yeah.
hanging out in groups and shit, and
Yeah.
yeah, I know, yeah, I guess I never really thought about that, like because they're gonna like hang out and do what they do when they're at school or at home or whatever.
Well,
So
yeah, and
there
they're
would
so
definitely be a
excited.
different
You're
vibe, like
you're on vacation with your friends as teenagers, and like they have a sign about quiet after 11 p.m. um around the resort. So
because
that
like I
gives you a
always
bit of an
envision like
indication.
you hear like at those resorts like they'll be practicing or they'll be like doing things like out in the open spaces, but I never really thought about them just like hanging out and being teenagers.
Yes. Yes, they are just hanging out. Which is kind of fun. So it's something to consider with the All Stars, especially because that's where the school groups and stuff like that will be staying, and so it's a bit of a different vibe, I guess. Um, and it's funny. So I was there for I think 3 nights, and I went to Magic Kingdom. I had lunch at Steakhouse 71. I met a friend for lunch. Um, and that same day, I met a friend for lunch at Steakhouse 71, went to Magic Kingdom, and then got a text from another friend who happened to be there on a solo trip and met her at the new bar at the Poly
Mm.
over in the DVC part. So, yeah, so I met her there for a drink. So that was fun. And I have to tell you, Carrie, I bought this thing. I'm scrolling my pictures so I remember what order I did things in. But I bought this thing. I'll put a link in the show notes because I knew I would have to do a lot of work while I was there, just because the work never stops. And I bought this portable keypad. So when you're working on your laptop and the numbers are like all across the top, you don't have a keypad sometimes on the corner of your laptop, and that hurts me so much. So yeah, I bought a portable keypad and it was fabulous. So it was Bluetooth and it worked so well, and I brought my iPad as a second screen. I was so productive. It worked so
That's
well.
awesome.
It was so
That's a
good.
good idea, like the seconds using your tablet as a second screen, because that's the thing when you travel, it sucks not
Yeah.
having your setup at home, like at home.
I was looking, you can buy like these portable screens and stuff, and I have a friend who has one. But then when I was looking at how much they weigh, I was like, yeah, I don't want to, my backpack is already heavy enough because I don't bring my wheelie bag anymore. I always bring my backpack. So yeah, it worked out well with my iPad. It was just enough.
We were talking to Vacation Grocery Delivery, and they were saying they would keep your kettles, so they do stuff like that. They should do monitor rental. They should have some
Absolutely.
monitors.
That's a
That,
great idea. We should send that to them.
like I guess
Hmm.
things can get. I guess I don't know
Yeah. That's
or
a
whatever.
great
Like
idea
or if they hold on to it, like buy like a really cheap monitor, and then ask them to like to hold it or
to hold
whatever.
it. Yeah, yeah. And
Like
I
I
did
guess they
get my
would rent. They have
water.
to worry about it getting lost if they like actually bought them and
Yeah.
rented them. But you know how they do the kettle. Like maybe they have room for a monitor that
For
and
maybe
then
some workstation stuff.
have a small network of people that are willing to like that are willing to. You could split it. We could just get four of us, and we could split the monitor four
Yeah,
ways, and then we can vacation grocery delivery it with our cases of water every
exactly.
time we go there. I think I'm on to something. I thought that when you said when you were talking before about working from when you're showing me your keypad, it kind of popped in my head, and I was like, ooh,
A
maybe that is
monitor.
an idea.
That's a good idea. That's a
That's what
very
we
good
should do.
idea. I
Could
wonder
have like
if you
a.
could plug your laptop into the TVs with a USB, with like a HDMI cable or something. I
I think
wonder.
if you might be able to.
Huh. Might be something to look into.
That's kind of a little too big for me, though. I think I can cushion it. I think I'd rather
It
just have a
might be.
little. I think I'd like to just have a little workstation somewhere in my room.
Well, I did get my water delivered from Vacation Grocery Delivery, as I always do. But we should also talk, like a lot of the places are no longer delivering.
Right.
They all got those cease and desist letters from Disney.
So it's all the it's all of the vendors, the supply, whatever they are, companies, small businesses or whatever that do like um cookie delivery, breakfast, like pastry delivery,
Yep.
chocolate delivery, like all like there was a huge market there of outside charcuterie boards, like all kinds of stuff that people were selling and delivering to Disney
Yeah.
and they said they're not allowed. Like so now it's like grocery delivery.
I'm
And
surprised it took so long for them to stop it, to be
yeah, me
honest.
too.
I understand why, because like, Susie's homemade cookies, Disney doesn't want to be liable if you're ordering food that's maybe not up to the standards in Florida, right? Like their
Mhm.
health standards or whatever. It totally makes
There's
sense.
there's definitely a need for it though, and unfortunately, like well, when Disney had a little bit more robust like Disney gift program, whatever in-room
Yes.
gift, like they had stuff, but it was very, very expensive. So like you literally could probably order like I don't know, triple the amount from one of these suppliers and get more
Yep.
value for your money or whatever. But there's definitely a need, so they need to do something. They need to find a
Yeah.
preferred supplier or something, like maybe even if it's a more a different a company. I don't know, like I know a lot of these are small businesses and mom and pop shops or whatever, but they should find something that allows that to happen,
Well, I
or
think
they
if
have to
you're
fill in the
ordering
gaps.
if you're ordering groceries like from Publix or whatever, you can order cookies from there and cakes from
That's
there.
true.
I think they have to have us hold a certain license for
Hmm.
food preparation, or it needs to be packaged from a place from food preparation, I believe.
Hmm.
So right now, like like the grocery deliveries are still okay, but those in-room decorations, they've basically stopped those too.
Hmm.
Um,
That was kind of weird. Like I kind of I thought that was kind of a weird one
Me too.
that people would like. Well, that's probably breaking not breaking a rule, I guess, but you have to give somebody access to your room to decorate it.
Yeah. And then like A, what if they damage the room with the decorations? And B, what if they steal something?
Hmm.
Like you're putting Disney in a very awkward position if you allow that stuff. Like it just seems a
Yeah,
little crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Well, it'll be interesting to see if anything else changes beyond, like, because it's just kind of like stop now. The rule,
Yeah.
everything stopped.
So
But
we'll see if it changes. But
Yeah.
I did get my 40 bottles of water at All Stars. And then I had to move them. So you know me, I always bring a big bag to carry my water from if I have to go from one resort to the next. Um, and it's so funny. So that was when I left All Star, I was going to my training. Um, so I went from probably arguably the least expensive resort on property to
At least desirable, probably by both.
and to the most
The most
expensive resort.
desirable, everybody's bucket list resort.
So I checked out of the All Stars, took my bag of water and my my stuff, and got in my Uber and went to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort to check in. Um, Carrie, have you seen the lobby since the bar has been installed?
Oh, I haven't.
Oh
No.
my goodness, it's
Is it
beautiful.
beautiful?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And you know what they have now? So you remember they used to have like little couches everywhere?
Mhm.
Now they actually have tables. So tables
Oh,
with
cool.
chairs. So of course I got there before the bar had opened. So I could sit down while I was waiting for my room. I got a table. I could work in the lobby. It was great. Um, and I was sitting right next to the bar. The bar is beautiful. I really think it's gorgeous. And so's the lobby. Like they've done such a good job. They've
Oh, I
done
can't wait to
such a
see it.
good job. Yeah. Um, and it was Festival of the Arts too. So I managed to get to do Festival of the Arts. It was like the last day before my training started. So I did that. Checked into my room. Oh my gosh, Carrie, like
They're
just
beautiful.
oh, so beautiful. And it's just there's just a bit of a difference. So at a value resort like All Stars, I needed help getting to my room with my water and my luggage. Now, I know at Pop Century they have been like, here's the cart, and I've had to push the cart myself to the thing, and then bring it back. The gentleman at All Star was so lovely that when I checked in, I was like, I don't know where my room is, and it was dark too, right? So you know what I'm like, I'm never gonna find my room. And I showed him where my room was, and he's like, oh, I can have you there in 2 minutes. So he walked me to my room, which was lovely. Such a nice man. Um, a little different at the Grand. You're getting out of your Uber and they're taking your luggage out of your Uber and your water or whatever. And they just do it all for you. Um, Even the coffee maker. So it was, it's a full Keurig. So you can make, yeah, it's a full Keurig. Um, the room it was just stunning, Carrie. It's just,
Beautiful.
oh, all the Mary Poppins touches and so bright. And I had a lovely view of like the marina out in front. So I was over by the quick service too. So I could just run down there and grab something if I wanted. There's a lovely table right in the entranceway of the room so that you could like to work. So I could set up my whole thing there. Um, you can see the fireworks from there at night. Like it's just stunning. It's just stunning.
Mm, beautiful.
It is
And the bathroom's nice. The bathrooms are really nice and bright, right? Aren't they? Like they've
big.
got the light. So they have the light all around the
Yeah.
mirrors, and
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. So
I
amazing.
love what I love. I like in that room. I only ever stayed there I never had stayed there until recently, like last year, whatever it was. And I like how beside the bed they have the built-in closet, like the built-in cupboards, and it's just like the wall. So it looks like it's this beautiful wall that fits in, and then you open them up and you can put all of your stuff in there. And I just love that I
Yes.
could tuck everything away, but it wasn't like down the hall, like across from the bathroom, like in a usual room. Like it was right there. So like when I woke up, I could open up the doors and see all of my junk all in there, and I could close the doors, and my room was nice and tidy. But it was like kind of like built. It was like right there where it was needed to be and handy, not you know where
Yeah.
a traditional. I don't know if it's like that in all the rooms, but I would expect it is. It's pretty. I like that layout a lot.
Yeah. You're
It's,
right. That is nice. That whole cupboard.
I would
Eh,
probably do that in my own if I could redesign my own room. I think I would do that instead of like have like traditional closets.
Yeah.
Like it's all shelves and places to hang up. It was like the whole wall there was all those. It
Oh
was
yeah.
awesome. I think that would be my
It's just
inspiration.
like it's so fancy dancy, right? Like there's
Hmm.
robes in the closet. you know that you're in a swanky place when the hairdryer's in a box, right? Like it's in this lovely box in the closet that you open up to expose the hairdryer. Like, yeah, it's not taped to the wall, or you know what I mean? Like it's definitely it's different. It's different. So it was lovely. I was there for 4 nights. Um I did actually at one point, oh my gosh, Carrie, you would be so proud of me. I actually did the walkway from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian. I walked it. You know me. I don't walk for extra steps, while I'm in Disney, but I did try it because, it's important when you're telling people about the Grand Floridian that there's a walkway. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. A little.
My thing, no. Like, okay, I know it's longer,
It's longer.
but you don't bat an eye at walking to the Magic Kingdom from the Contemporary.
It's longer though. It's long. You know what? And you can see the magic. Like you feel like you're right there. You're on the other side of the fence. But from the Grand Floridian, you're walking like across the water.
I think it's that far. It's
I
not
think it's
that
farther.
far.
I should
Like it
check.
is,
I
it's
should check.
definitely farther, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh my gosh. And while I was telling like I was there with some mutual friends of ours, and I was telling them about how the night my sister and our friend Susan, remember they said they were going to walk back to the
mhm.
Contemporary from there, and you and I said we were going to take the boat, and that was the night that we did our thing will go on. Remember at the Poly or whatever? Oh my gosh. And Carrie, so I don't know if we've ever told the story on the podcast before, but the two of us, boneheads, we get to the Polynesian, people get off the boat. Carrie and I are playing around, we're goofing around, we're just being idiots. And right at the front of the boat, we're doing like the whole Titanic pose or whatever. And we're like making idiots of ourselves and blah, blah, blah. And then the light on the dock comes on. And Carrie and I realize that the dock is full of people standing on the dock. We thought there was nobody there, and there was all these people watching us. Oh my gosh, we were mortified. Anyway, so I was telling
Well,
them
wasn't
that
it
story.
also, was that, no, that might have been, was there, yeah, was there a delay too that I don't go on those boats very often. Was it like, did we have to wait for like the electric pageant to go by too?
We did.
The
So
water pageant and everything to go by?
we
Like
didn't
we
see
thought we were
anybody
like, yeah, we're
there.
gonna take the boat and we'll be there right away. But then like the boats actually have to stop and wait
Oh
the
my
water pageant to
gosh.
pass. It was like it probably took us like I don't
Oh,
know.
it
It was
took us like
probably
three
back
times
like
as long.
45 minutes before we even were close to getting home.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. But anyway, that's what Carrie and I do on vacation. Um, but so yeah, so when you go on these trips, a lot of it is training, right? So you're doing resort tours, you get to go see other resorts and see the rooms, and which is really nice to kind of be inside them and stand in the spaces. Um, one room I've never been in. Now I'm gonna sidetrack again. I have never stood inside the family suites at Music, All Star Music.
Mm.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah, I think I've been
Full
in them.
size
They're
fridge.
they're huge. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a full like
It's not,
it's more than it's missing a stovetop, but it's like it's way more than just a little kitchenette.
yeah, like it's definitely very different from the family suites at Art of Animation. Like
Mm.
very different. I was very surprised.
I
But
those ones like because again, people like they want to be at Art of Animation because it's Art of Animation, but like that, the music has such good bedding too. Like they've
yeah.
got three proper queen beds or whatever the one. I don't know if they're
Mm-hmm.
doubles or queens. They're probably queens because all those ones are queens. But like if you're at Art of Animation, like the only true bed currently,
Yeah.
right, is the one that's in the bedroom. And
Yep.
then the room, like the outsides are all like, because they're not even, it hasn't, none of them have been refurbished to have like pull, like I would expect that if they refurbish them, they'll probably do those pull down
Yeah.
beds like they're doing. But like those were built like before they were doing all that fun stuff. So like everything's like a table bed or a
Yeah.
pull out couch or whatever.
They were
Like
so lovely. Yeah. I really
they're
enjoyed
new. They're
that.
just that they're at all they're at an all they're at about like an all stars or whatever
Yeah.
versus. part of animation, which is also value, but I guess
It's
I
just,
don't
yeah, it
know.
was very different. And
And they have two, but do they have two bathrooms? I always can forget. Do they have two bathrooms too? Like
yeah. Yeah.
wow,
I'm
like
pretty sure
it
they
seems
do.
like
I have to go back and
it's
look at my pictures, but I'm pretty sure they do.
it seems like a home run.
Yeah, like
Like
they were,
that you would pick that over,
they were
the other
gorgeous,
ones.
Carrie. Um, but one of the things that you do is also it's a ship tour. So
Hmm.
we got to tour the Treasure,
That's awesome.
which was, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. But so you get up early, you get on the bus, and they
But
take you to Port
but
Canaveral, and you're basically as the guests are getting off the ship, you're getting on. And you have a couple hour window in between people getting off and people getting on where they're frantically turning the boat around for all the new guests, and you're kind of weaving in and out to see the ship before the guests get on. There is a gentleman who basically hosts this and does the tours. He's like a legend. Um, but he's a few years older than me. As in like maybe almost a couple decades older than me. And Carrie, I text you on that day from the ship and said, "You better start training."
better get walking.
By the time I got back on the bus, I had done 16,000 steps that morning alone.
Just keep moving. Like the one, like you get to have lunch, like you get to have lunch on board. But
Yeah,
aside from that, you walk the whole time you're on that ship. Like
you're
moving from here to upstairs, downstairs, up elevators, down elevators. Like you just move for like probably 2, 3 hours straight, like two and a
yeah,
half hours.
and it's quick. Like at one point, I said to him, "Are you really taking those stairs two at a time? Because I'm dying. I am dying behind you." And he's like, "Yep, gotta stay in shape." I'm thinking, I said to him,
Really gotta get in shape.
you never smoked. You like, I don't understand how you're doing this." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta just keep going." And I'm thinking, I'm gonna need a ventilator soon. We're up and down stairs. We're to the front of the ship, the back of the ship. We were everywhere. So Carrie, you got, I hope you're training.
No, I haven't. I've attempted to, but I haven't. I've had many of maybe I better go to the mall this morning or go to the mall after work, and I don't to go do my walking. Although it's
Seriously.
yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but you know what? It's such a great opportunity to see the rooms, see the different bedding configurations, stand in the spaces. Like, it feels different when you get to see all that stuff. Um, and yeah, so that's like, I don't know how much else we can explain about it, but you get to tour the resorts, you get to tour the ship, and you're kind of basically on people are all like, "Oh, it must be so fun." Absolutely, it's fun to be there with a bunch of friends and doing this, but it's also a lot of work and it's tiring.
Tiring,
It's
definitely.
it's very
Early in the
tiring.
morning to late at night, and you do it
Yeah,
4 days in a row or 3 days, 3 full days.
absolutely. Absolutely. I did get some time in the Magic Kingdom, which was lovely. You know me, I made some time for Epcot. I even went over to Animal Kingdom as well. And of course, I was at Hollywood Studios. We did Fantasmic and all that stuff. But the other thing we did, Carrie, was the breakfast at 1900.
Oh, cool.
And I know you had done it on a trip with your peeps last year,
Yeah, we did.
correct?
Yeah, we did lunch, I think. Lunch or
Mm,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't remember. But yes, we did go a whole bunch of us, like about like maybe like 16 or so of us that got because it was new when it right open. So we're like,
It
oh, we
was,
gotta go.
yeah, it was right when it
Oh,
opened. I remember. Mm. So we did it. It was lovely. It was Tiana,
is it the
Cinderella,
same Is it the what characters are there?
Aladdin, Maribel, Cinderella, and Tiana.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Although it feels a little weird that Tiana's in like her little bayou outfit and Cinderella's in a full ball gown.
Hmm.
Like I almost wish they both like were
Cindy
along the
be wearing
same
something
vein.
kind of business casual.
Yeah. Right? Like I don't know.
Or why doesn't she wear like, when she's cleaning the house outfit or whatever? I guess she's
Yeah,
only allowed to, she's that's that we those are the unmentionable times. She has to just be she's princess forward. Be that's the only way that she gets displayed.
it
She's
just felt
princess
a little
forward.
weird, right? That one's in a full ball gown, the other one's in um
Yeah.
but I will tell you one of the coolest things that we did was seeing not illuminations. What's it called?
The Epcot one?
The Epcot one that night. That was
I can't
beautiful.
remember the name.
It was, and that's the last thing you do on that night, and then you check out. And again, because you know me, I don't like to leave like that day. So I left the Grand Floridian and went over to Saratoga Springs and spent a couple days there. Got to do some shopping at Disney Springs. Um, Met some other friends while I was there. Like it was just managed to get in my Earl of Sandwich a couple times, so that was nice.
Nice.
And then before you know it, you're home. Like it goes so quickly. It goes so quickly, Carrie.
So you were there for 7, 8, 3 nights plus
9 days.
4 nights plus
Yeah.
3 more nights.
Yeah. So I did 9 days. Which was nice. And then then I was like, I guess I have to go home. I guess I have to. And I always try to time it so that my flight lands um not in rush hour in Toronto, or else
Mm.
I'd be adding another 2 hours to my to my travel day. But yeah, so I'm home now, and I'm home. I mean, for now, I think I'm home for 2 months because I don't have anything planned between now and May.
Mm. I haven't been anywhere in a while. Like I don't think I was away like in November, so I haven't been. I'll be from November to March.
March, yeah,
Oh, wow.
which is wild for us.
Kind
Um,
of
but
nice to
yeah,
be home for a while though. I don't
it
mind it.
is.
When
It
you just
is.
travel like, and that's the thing, like almost all of my trips are work trips, so it is work. So it's
I
after when you
know.
have them after another, it's nice to be home for a while,
Well,
for
and
a
I
long
don't
while.
think I don't think you and I talk about enough about how much we do work. Um, of course, we can't complain. I'm never going to complain about working in Disney. Like, I will
Mhm.
never complain about that. But there are days where, I've set up my laptop in the hotel room and I'm working on it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
which
when we
kind
go
of,
there to work, when we're there for work purposes, like the days in the park aren't like the way that we would spend the days in the park either, right? Like
no.
we're not, so it's not like you're there to, it's not a vacation because you're not doing things the way that you would do them. You're
Right.
doing what you have to do because you're there for a purpose. So
Yeah.
so you know, it's still fun, like you said, it's loads of fun, but it's just a little different.
It's
So
just
it's nice
different.
to have a trip that I don't know. It's very rare I find now where the trip feels like it's a vacation. When I was in Palm Springs with my mom after my November trip, that felt like a vacation. At
Yes,
Disneyland, I felt like I didn't even see any of it and I wasn't even
I
didn't
know.
even get to enjoy Disneyland one bit. But the like when I was away and it kind of I hadn't felt that in a while. Like I hadn't felt like I was on a vacation.
Probably
I
since our
think I
MSC cruise. That was like our
probably, yeah.
our last quote unquote vacation.
Yeah, like where we yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, like that's and that was something different too. So that's kind of an extra level of fun. But yeah, like when I went away with my mom to Italy, it was a vacation, and then yeah, our MSC thing was a vacation. Like I've been away, like I went away with my sister and we did that Run Disney, but that like when I had to do that trip with the Run
Yeah.
Disney, like just a couple of days of Run Disney was traumatic for me, like the getting up early and all that stuff. So like it was sort of fun, but then that was a little bit of stress on the inside. So yeah, like I find like I have maybe one a year that's like kind of, and
Yeah,
not even sometimes, not even, but
I
usually
know.
there should be at least one a year that's like a true vacation.
But we have
Um,
one coming up that I think we're
yes.
going to do as a true vacation, right?
Yeah, no, it should be. Yeah, absolutely. We're not going there for any work purposes. So yes, it is
Right.
a true vacation. So if we're working, it's because when I say we're there for work, we're oh, someone's dinging. When I say that we're there for work is because we're like literally there because our work requires us to be there, not
Right.
because we're there and we have to work during the day because we're busy, but
Right.
because we're there for work
So our work
itself.
did not tell us we have to be there in May.
No,
But
no.
we're
We have
going, we
DVC. I
will,
have DVC points that need to be used. So that means we need to be there in May. Thank you, DVC.
exactly.
So
We will probably work while we're there, but not, but this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a vacation, which I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
So exciting. And then I'm excited for your trip and I can't wait to hear about it when you're back.
Well, I think I'm going to be doing a few different things that I'll be able to update on some things I've never done before.
Nice. Looking forward to
Mhm.
that.
And then there's some
Awesome.
stuff on our May trip that we're planning that I think we're gonna try some new dining and things. So like and take some stuff off of our
Yes.
bingo card.
Our bingo card.
But
Yes.
we'll talk about that later.
We're not doing concierge though on that trip. We're gonna have to
Never
plan
say
that for
never.
later in the year.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
we haven't booked our
dining.
flights. We haven't booked our flights yet. So
Oh yeah, true. So we could always tuck in a couple days somewhere.
we might have to because I was looking at the cost of flights and they're expensive. We're such boneheads when
I
it comes to
know.
that. Like we're
It might
probably
come
gonna pay
down.
like double.
Uh,
Like
it'll come down. We'll figure it
yeah,
out.
we'll figure it out. Whatever.
Um,
Whatever.
yes.
Anyways,
Yes. Okay, Carrie, we're at that part of the podcast where we talk about what brought us joy. What brought you pixie dust this week?
well, I got
You got
uh,
what? Say it again.
two new cats. And I didn't get them just because it was on the bingo card. I kind of forgot they were on the bingo card.
Are
But
you sure?
I'm sure. Well, I wanted to get some more cats. I just didn't think it was gonna happen so soon. So we got two kittens. They're like probably like maybe 8 or 9 months. I think they were probably born last summer because I don't know the exact dates, like maybe June. So I guess they would be like 7 or 8 months. Anyways, so there one is a gray cat, a gray tabby, and we called her a daisy because she's so pretty, like a flower. And then the other one is a black cat. He's all black. He looks like a panther. I should have like called him a Black Panther name, but I wasn't thinking at the time. But he's all black with like a little white patch on his chest, and we called him Mickey because we already had a cat named Minnie. So we thought like if we call this one Mickey, then it kind of like closes the books on that. We've had a Mickey and a Minnie, then we can move on and think of other Disney names in the future. So Mickey and Daisy, and they've been running around my house like friggin' crazy. They're old enough that they kind of take care of themselves. So like I don't have to worry about them, getting into too much trouble because they just kind of play with each other. So my other two older cats are like cool as cucumbers, and there was really no problems there. And then they're just living life. Like
That's
they walk,
awesome.
they're
They are
walking around like
so
they own the
cute.
joint. They're so cute. Oh my
Oh my
goodness, they're so
gosh.
cute. Like I don't like little kittens because little kittens they climb up your back, they climb up your curtains. Little kittens they can get into so much trouble. They can hide somewhere and you never ever find them until they're ready to come out. Um, like this age is awesome because like they're kind of over that early stage, but and then when you have two of them, like I said, they were already bonded, so they're happy with each other obviously, but like they just like literally like run around the house, like terrorize this house. Like they you up and like we've got like a side split, so like lots of like short stairs, like they just run up and down them, like parkouring off the couch at each other and playing with all the toys I've thrown out. And then like they stop and they have a nap. So that's pretty much all that they do all day long. Is like they wake up and they like, oh, I'm a kitten. And they like see like the ball in the middle of the living room. And like they tumble and play and run up and down the stairs a couple times. And then they're like, yep, I'm gonna have a nap right now. So like
Oh,
they either nap or they play and they eat. So
right.
all I pretty much have to do is like feed them, bare minimum, feed them and clean their litter. And then, but I've been going and playing with them a lot. I've been trying to pull it. I've got like 73 like fuzzy balls down in the living room right now. So like once a day, I have to go try to recover as many as I can find so that they can continue to babysit themselves. But it's pretty cute. They're awesome. Makes me want to
Oh,
have two more. Want to have two more.
I'm so
I want to have
excited.
10 kittens. I want to have 100 cats. Makes me want to have more. And I wish if I would have known the transition was going to be so smooth with my bigger cats, I probably should have already gotten two two other cats by now.
I know
But
you didn't need to wait so long. It
no,
went so smoothly. Like they just melded into your family, no
yeah,
problem.
they're pretty chill cats. So I'm not surprised, but I expected more that the little ones would maybe be upset with the big ones, but they're all good.
Everybody
But I
was
guess if you're
fine.
a cat and you've been living in a shelter, like you've been surrounded by other cats. So unless their personality is really like frightful or whatever, like I think
Right.
I don't know, they kind of
That's
piece
awesome.
of cake. But anyway, so yeah, that was my pixie dust. I've had them for like
They are
I
super
don't know a
cute.
week or so,
Yeah.
and they're awesome. What's your pixie dust? Did you get any kittens?
I didn't get
You
any
should.
kittens. I didn't get any kittens, but I got a bunny rabbit and a fox. No. When I was there, I managed to get over to Animal Kingdom. You know me, I'm never there in time to get the annual pass magnets that they give out for annual pass holders. But this time, luck would have it, I managed to get over there and get the annual pass magnet, and it's Judy and Nick. So I was super excited that I got my
That's
Zootopia
awesome.
magnet.
It always feels good when you're because with we go there a lot, but we're still
We
never
still miss
there
stuff.
when like I originally had plans to be there at the end of January, start of February, and then I moved it to our March dates. And good because it was like the coldest that's been there forever and everything
Yeah.
was freezing. But when I was there, all those Muppet pins would have came out. Like if
Yeah.
I would have put two and two together, I probably would have kept my trip reservation and
Yep.
just been like I didn't cancel it because it was cold because it was going to be cold. It just I figured I'll wait and go later. But after I moved it all, like I was like, oh crap! Like they've never ever ever released like 2 pages of Muppet pins,
I know.
ever, and they released them. So like there's times when we really want stuff and we're not there. So when it happens like that, like Zootopia
Right?
and you're there,
And
like
I'm there. I was like, woohoo. Yeah,
it's
I went
awesome.
straight there to
Those are
get that. Yeah,
that's probably the only reason you went to Animal Kingdom was to
it
get the
was.
Zootopia
It
magnet.
was. I literally walked in, got my mag because I had work to do that day. So when we were done, it was the end of the ship day tour. They dropped us at
Mm.
Animal Kingdom. I ran over, I got my magnet, and then I went back to get some work done before the nighttime activities. And there's lots of cool things on these trips that they allow you to do that regular people don't get to do, which is just super, super cool.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it was awesome. So thank you if you've made it all the way to the end of the podcast for listening to us. And we will have Carrie's trip report coming up soon too. So thank you again, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.